Hello, everyone. I believe we are live now. So I'm just going to quickly start my stream so that I can see if everything is going all right. While we are waiting, just a quick introduction. So we are in a channel on YouTube, as you're already aware of us, investing with the difference. We have been sharing a lot of detail in EOS, and we talk about how it is changing the blockchain world. And today we are going to talk about one aspect of EOS, which is EOS RAM trading. And why it is important is this is very important for you to learn, because this is one of the opportunities which has already given 200% returns. So let us look at what is happening. So EOS price, RAM price, when we did the video 4 or 5 days back, it was quoting at around 17 or 18 EOS per 1 megabyte of RAM. But right now it has already touched up to 51 uh, dollars, sorry, 51 EOS. So what does that mean? What that means that the day when we showed you how to buy RAM and we showed you the opportunity to buy RAM and trade RAM, if you had bought it at that time, you would have tripled your EOS tokens. So if you had 100 EOS and you invested all of them into EOS RAM, you would have now be sitting on 300 EOS. And this was a great speculation opportunity. It may still be a good opportunity, because let's go back and see where the RAM is right now. So this is the EOS resource planner from EOS New York, and the total RAM available is 64 gig, and it is utilized at 28.62, which is 44% utilization, and that is driving these prices higher. When we did this video earlier, a few days back, it was actually around maybe less than 20%. So it is the simple factor of as more and more RAM is getting bought, and there are multiple reasons for RAM to be bought. That is, one of the reasons is when you create a username, and more usernames are being created because people want to reserve their names. Some of the accounts are buying hundreds of names in a hope that later on they can sell these names to a bidder. Um, and those kind of things are happening, which is creating demand for RAM, but that is very small amount. What is really happening is some big speculators buying thousands of EOS, that is hundreds of megabytes of RAM, as a speculation, and that is driving the market. So that is, I think, one of the reasons. Let me open up the window for YouTube so that if you are online, and I would like to take some questions. So again, as I said, if you have questions, you can always put it in the comment section. But this is a 200% gains, which have already happened, and there is no limit to how high this price can go. So I'll give you one example. EOS DAC, they had shared. So let me see if I have that open. EOS DAC had shared a Medium post. So I just lost that window. Let me bring it if I can find it. I showed that details in one of the videos, like, I think yesterday or day before, and that they had highlighted what it took to airdrop, and they had shown that they have used 30 megabyte of RAM they had to buy to airdrop. Now, one more thing which is happening is more and more airdrops are coming. Yeah, every PDI is one of them, which is going to make an airdrop. And then we have this new airdrop announced by Karma. So this is a airdrop which will come to every EOS holder on July 1st. So this is another airdrop which you don't have to do anything. It will directly come to your EOS accounts. And more airdrops are coming, and they are going to need EOS RAM. And if I don't know how this works for the token holders, when you create a token contract, you need to buy some RAM because you need to store the tokens on the EOS mainnet. And every token holder or every token contract created, if they have to create up to 30 megabyte of RAM, that will again create demand. So there are multiple reasons which are driving this RAM demand. So I would say that it is very important for you to understand all the factors which are going to drive this. While we believe that it is still not done, this whole rise to the top for the RAM prices, it can go much higher. Now, what are the risks? So the risks are as and when this is a very very low amount in terms of what is the target. So if you remember, Dan Larimer had said that mainnet can have up to 1 terabyte of RAM, but that would mean that most of the or almost all the block producers have to raise their capacity of RAM, which is not cheap, and also it comes with a lot of complications in based on how their network is set up. But I think many of them are running from cloud, so there is a good chance they can increase it fairly quickly, and that is something we don't yet understand. Nothing is come out in public. There is a lot of discussion about how they will decide this increase. It has to be announced before the total available RAM is increased. But either way, I would say that it is not looking easy for them right now. There is a lot of challenges. They are still struggling with the ECAF. There was a fake ECAF order, and BPs are right now debating about how to follow up with ECAF. So there are a lot of other bigger issues right now for these BPs. I'm not sure they will be alarmed until the utilization goes all the way up to 60-70%. And also, this is going up and down. So if you see, the prices are going, the people are taking some profits because they have made good money here. So maybe the some speculator will start selling, and that will automatically bring the utilization down lower. Remember, EOS is not getting used heavily right now. It is just a new blockchain. Not a lot of projects are running on this. So let me show you. A few days back, I showed you that EOS was doing a lot of transactions and it had gone to number 5. Oh, it has gone again to number 5. But remember, at that day when we showed you, EOS was almost at par with BTC. Today, it is at one third in terms of activity. And the reason that activity is low is because there's no real activity happening other than sending tokens and just voting, and a lot of things were earlier were voting and those kind of actions. Now most of the transactions have happened, a lot of staking has happened, and it is stabilizing in terms of the mainnet launch. So now the transactions will go up only when dApps start running, and when those dApps start launching on EOS, which is going to take some time because they have to test it on mainnet. They have not like porting your app on a new blockchain takes a lot of effort before you make it go public. So that will define the RAM requirements over long term. In short term, I don't think 64 gig is bad. And it is going up mainly because of speculation. So if you want to track who is buying the RAM, you can open this account name eosio.ram, and if you load it, you will see exactly who bought in last few minutes. If you can go and go through this blockchain, this data on this account, you can monitor. And many of these we were tracking it. My team was looking into some of the big buyings, and we were surprised that, and actually we were not surprised because most of these big buys were being done by actually exchanges who know how this is going to work. They have a lot of research behind them. There were a lot of there is a like Bitfinex, like Huobi, like those kind of exchanges were buying the RAM. Now they can be buying for valid reasons, whether they are really using EOS for something, for creating new tokens or whatnot. But I think mostly it is speculation. And we also saw some account which was called Chains, which is another token and dApp on EOS. They also bought a huge amount of RAM. So we don't know. Like it's very difficult to differentiate unless somebody creates a waterfall model here and track all of these things. So it's again, as I said, you could have tripled your tokens. If you had 100 tokens, you could have tripled your tokens if you had bought 4 days back. Now, I think if you have bought it earlier, you can keep it. I still think it will go up because, as I said, there's a lot of opportunity here for speculators to continue buying and to raise the prices up. And also in long run, I think there will always be more and more need for RAM when the airdrops are coming. And every PDA will need the RAM and Karma airdrop. As I said, they just announced today that they're going to airdrop on 1st July, and they are going to give 6:1 airdrop. So this is their information. They have total supply of 12 billion Karma, and they're going to give 6:1 airdrop to EOS token holders. In other news, Greymass has released another set of new update to the wallet. So as we have been recommending Greymass wallet, The good thing is now they are supporting cold wallet, which means that you can use this offline mode where your keys, the encrypted keys, are uh, offline, and they are not going to be sent out, even the encrypted keys. In the earlier case, even the keys were encrypted and being sent over the web, but they were not at risk because they were always keeping the keys in an encrypted fashion. So this there's good progress, but I'm just hoping that beyond that they also add RAM buying support, because we do need wallets to support it, rather than you trying to do it over like a toolkit with a Scatter wallet. Now the reason I still don't, even though Scatter has been announced as safe, why I don't like Scatter is there can be other bugs or other cookies which somebody else installs in your browser, and they may be like when you they may be copying some other stuff from your browser itself when you set up Scatter. So I'm not saying that Scatter is safe if it is set up safely, but while you are setting up, for example, when you click on Scatter and when you enter your private key first time, that is a time which we are vulnerable in Scatter, you because you're connected to the web. In the PC based wallets like Greymass, you can do that step by going offline. So those are the kind of things I think which are useful. But I think as long as you know that your PC is not running any cookies, and you always test check your cookies, and you always check your viruses, and you are comfortable with the security of your PC, then Scatter is also a pretty good tool, and we have not seen anybody reporting any problem with Scatter itself. All right, so this is let's take some questions now. So please go ahead and add your questions. Let me know if you have bought RAM, if you have already participated in this speculation. It was huge jump. I think if you got in early, there was a huge profits to be made by all the EOS holders. So there's a question saying, if we see an article introduction to EOS Dawn 4, Dan said that EOS RAM price should be $18 per kilobyte when token price is 20. I think, Kaushik, this is more of an example Dan was giving. I don't. It's all determined by how much RAM is utilized, and it is a Bancor based algorithm, which is they have defined based on how much is available and how much is used. Uh, that is why I would say that it is not going to be as simple as a fixed price, which Dan talked about. He was just giving an example. Question is, Greymass supports airdrop? Yes. What they did in the recent update, they are allowing you to see the custom tokens. So remember, wallets don't support airdrops. Airdrops go into the blockchain, and everybody can see that if you go to your EOS Flare account or EOS Tracker or any other blockchain viewing tool. When you say Greymass supports the tokens, that means Greymass is also allowing you to see the blockchain where the tokens are stored. So it's all about an interface, and any wallet, EOS wallet, can support. But in long run, I think you do not have to worry right now. All of these airdrops have no value. They are not going to be traded on any exchange. So do not hurry up and try to access through a wallet. There will be a lot of scammers. Even today, Block.one came out with a warning that there will be scammers around. Do not think that you need to have your airdrops in the wallet. Airdrops are only on the blockchain. Uh, where can I find my EOS tokens? Okay, this question is coming again and again. A lot of people are still confused. Your EOS tokens, if you were on Genesis Snapshot, if you had your tokens registered and on your Ethereum wallet on June 2nd, you should have your private key. If you registered your tokens, you should have your private key. You should have a public key. You should have an account name. So if you can go to eosflare.io, which we have been showing you. You just go to eosflare.io, enter your account name, and you will see your tokens. That is, your tokens are not in a wallet, your tokens are not anywhere particular place. They are on the blockchain. Now you can access them, you can withdraw them, you can stake them, unstake them, you can vote based on a wallet. That is when you need to access them. Just to see them, you don't put anything here other than your account name. And private key has never to be used other than when you are using a trusted wallet. So if you don't understand basics, I think you need to wait to learn before you put your private key anywhere. Because if you're asking a question where my tokens are, that means you don't really understand what is going on with the blockchain. All right, guys. What else? If you have any question, EOS tokens staking, unstaking is again a lot of things which people don't understand. So let me cover a few more things which I wanted to talk about. So one thing is what is happening with EOS voting, and what is the meaning of EOS tokens. So let us look at that. How do I open this? I think I need to get one of my material which I was creating for the group. So what is EOS token? So EOS tokens are they can be staked, which is either it's for CPU or net, or you can utilize the EOS network, because if you're staking the tokens, you can actually do you can send transactions, you can use the bandwidth. But when you unstake, you need to wait for 3 days. So what you need to do is when you unstake, make sure you always keep at least zero point 0.1 EOS staked, which will give you some bandwidth to do any more transaction in future. Unless you want to kill that account or you want to just withdraw everything, never unstake everything. This is one thing which everybody needs to understand. You only unstake when you are ready to withdraw or spend. So what you can do, you can send the tokens to exchange when you unstake. You can sell it using some decentralized exchanges directly from this token. This is not available yet. I think exchanges are available because Bitfinex and some other exchanges are allowing you to send tokens. And finally, you can spend it for buying RAM. So you need to unstake your tokens to spend it, either sending it to your friends or sending it to exchange or buying RAM. Now, remember, if unstaked tokens can be taken away immediately from your account. So if you don't plan to do anything, if you are a hodler, if you're keeping your tokens for a long time, it's safe to keep tokens staked. Very important to understand. You need to plan your activity. 3 days it takes to unstake, but that is for your safety, because if they are unstaked, if you lose them, you cannot recover them. But if somebody unstakes on your behalf, you are not aware, you have 3 days to at least go and try with the arbitration process of how you lost your key and whether they can freeze your account or something like that. Now the other part is voting. Please vote, because a lot of concerns are happening right now. Now, as I already learned that you should keep your tokens staked. So now when they are already staked for your safety, why not use them for voting? Now, if you're voting, you can vote up to 30 block producers. Only stake token will count towards voting. And vote starts decaying after 1 week. That is one more thing you need to understand. But it is decay very slow. So if you vote once, it will keep on having your weight. Weight is directly proportional to your EOS tokens. If you have 100 tokens, it will be weighted by 100 tokens. If you have 1,000 tokens, it will be weighted by 1,000. And you need to keep the right amount of tokens to be staked. And the weight reduces after 1 year. So you need to keep voting again and again to keep your block producers really secure at their spots. Now you can vote as many times as you want. You don't lose anything. Your tokens are safe with you staked. And if you want to, like, I think many people have been asking us whether we can act as proxy, so we are opening that up. So when you assign voting rights to us, you are not going to lose your tokens. You don't give us anything other than voting rights. So assigning proxy means we cannot do anything other than just vote for you. So this is something you need to understand. So you can take the proxy anytime, and we are opening up our account investing with a difference, that is investing WAD. You can assign your proxy to us, and we will be voting for 25 to 30 block producers on a regular basis. We are very active in multiple Telegram channels. We always review block producers. We ask tough questions to them, and that's how we identify which are the best block producers for us. And it is a role which everybody who is in owning EOS needs to play to make a difference, because you need the votes right now are very low. So let's go and look at what is happening in the voting. So there are very, very few backup candidates. So what happens is when you vote, the, if there is total vote is less than 0.5%, those block producers are not getting any rewards, and when they're not getting any rewards, they don't have any reason for continuing to be block producers. So if you go here, only up to 58 block producers, these are the backup block producers. After 21, after up to 58, they are getting rewards, but the cutoff for getting reward is 0.50% vote. So any block producer which is below this cutoff. So the good thing is more and more people are voting, and this is going to 58. A few days back I saw it was 54, and less people were voting. So you need to make sure that there is enough backup, and these block producers can keep operating for a successful EOS mainnet. Because if there is an attack on this 21 top 21, there needs to be good quality backup block producers which have to be ready all the time. And this is why I think we recommend voting. We will vote, and if you want to assign proxy to us, feel free to do that, and we are going to do that very frequently to keep our weight at the maximum. So this is one more thing I wanted to share with everybody. Again, I hope this was useful in terms of what the token status means, how you should use your tokens. While we are talking about RAM trading, we are talking about other things, but you need to understand your tokens. You need to plan staking, unstaking. But we recommend, if you are not planning to trade, if you're not planning to do anything, please keep your tokens staked. It's very safe to do that, because unstaked means they can be withdrawn anytime. So again, as I said, let's refresh our RAM prices. Just now we saw it was 0.04875. And as I say that these are moving very fast. So if you see this, the RAM prices are going up and down, and that is based on how many people are buying. So you can always refresh this account, eosio.ram, and that will tell you how much RAM is free or taken. All right, guys. So what are the other questions? Got any idea when Binance will release EOS coins? No idea. Binance is usually much more careful. They do a lot more testing before they open up the wallet. So I expect them to take longer. What else? Could you please elaborate how exactly BPs add RAM? I think we don't know yet the process of adding RAM. Basically, this is just resources which they need to deploy. Most of the EOS is right now in cloud, most of the block producers, and I am still researching how many block producers need to add the RAM to ensure that they can say that the mainnet RAM is increased. I don't know that details. It is still being researched, and if any one of you understand and you have already looked into this, do let us know. How to withdraw from my Ether wallet, please? Great question. I think you need to really learn about EOS, what is going on. Steve, I think I really worry for your tokens. If you don't understand yet that ERC20 tokens are useless now, you cannot withdraw them, you cannot do anything with them. I think you are at risk of losing your capital. So be very careful. You cannot withdraw your EOS tokens from ERC20. You have to find your registered private and public keys. You need to understand how to use EOS wallets. If you don't understand, just wait. Keep watching more and more videos. We have done a lot of videos on wallets, on what do you do. A lot of other community people are teaching these things. Please learn before you do any action on your EOS tokens. Bought some tokens. Can I release those names and get back my tokens? I don't think you can release once you create an account. I need to understand if somebody has been able to do that. I think when you buy accounts, it's a very small RAM you use. It's like I think it is a few kilobytes, and that doesn't cost much. It is costing like a quarter of EOS or even less. So I don't know if that can be released, and if you can get that RAM, you can release that RAM. What else, guys? Any other questions? Do let us know. So Exodus, I think Exodus, many people are asking questions. So you need to understand how Exodus was working. So Exodus wallet was nothing but similar to MyEther wallet or something. They provided you a public and private key when you press the registration. So what you need to do is, first of all, they need to start supporting EOS mainnet token. I don't know if they've done that, but even if you want to use any other EOS wallet, you have to export your EOS mainnet key. There's an export function in Exodus. You need to go and search for that, and you can export your key, and it will be your private and public key for EOS, and then you can use any other wallet you want. Is the scatter only way to use a generous toolkit? That's right. Right now, scatter is the only tool which is available for generous. Greymass is a good wallet. Yes, we like Greymass wallet. It's pretty good. Just make sure you know how to download it safely. It is only available at their GitHub page, and we have posted this link many times. You can check it here. We are just This is the link, github.com/greymass/EOS voter. So they call it EOS voter. They started it as a EOS voter uh, tool, but now it has become a more and more functional wallet. Other than airdrop, is there any other benefit of EOS token holders to store stake on the chain? So airdrops have nothing to do with the staking, unstaking. Everybody who owns tokens will get airdrops on Genesis Snapshot. Uh, Now the question about storing or staking. So your EOS tokens can only be stored on EOS mainnet. I don't understand your question. Staking, the benefit is that you keep them safe. Nobody withdraws them without your knowledge, or there is that is, and also staking allows you to use network bandwidth. Staking allows you to vote for your block producers. So all those benefits we already discussed. But there is no meaning of like where will your EOS are always going to stay on blockchain. You cannot store them anywhere else. That is what the meaning of blockchain is. You only access them using wallets. Wallets are interfaces. I repeat it almost every video. I repeated multiple times in this video. Wallets do not store tokens. Wallets store keys, and you use those keys to access your tokens which are on blockchain. You only watch them, you only interact with them. Wallets are not token keepers. Wallet are only keeping your keys. All right, guys, what are the other questions? Do let me know if there is anything else you want to know. And I would like to repeat that we are open to proxy voting for you. So do consider that, because we believe that we need more and more community involvement. We need more and more people to vote. If you're not comfortable, you can go to Generous Tool. Generous Tool. Let me go open the toolkit. You can, if you're using Scatter already, you can go to the proxy. So if you go here, okay, where is the proxy management? So you can choose your account name once you're already logged into your Scatter, and you can set a proxy who will vote on your behalf. So you will just enter proxy account name, which is our account name, that is investing with a difference, that is investing WAD, and you can set proxy. It's as simple as that. It is just one transaction. You will not lose any token. There is nothing to spend uh, in future. Unless you take this proxy back, we will always be able to vote for you on your behalf. If you are not good enough to research for block producers, we are trying to help, because many people have asked for this feature from us, and we are already doing the research on block producers, and we are voting. So we wanted to make it available to others. What other questions are coming? Let me have a look again. Link like to start trading RAM. Any step-by-step video? So we do go search our videos. We talked about RAM trading a few times, our last few videos. But the simple thing is, the best and easiest tool is the Generous Toolkit. You just log in with Scatter and you just say buy RAM. As simple as that. You just go here, buy, sell RAM. You just enter, for example, 40 EOS. You just say buy RAM, and you immediately get RAM into your account. All right. What else? Anything else, guys? Simple EOS. I'm hearing good things. I tried using it. I'm not super impressed with the initial trials, but I think lot more people are liking it. Again, it's a personal choice. It is now getting more and more utilized. More and more BPs are endorsing it. At least EOS DAC and EOS Rio. EOS Rio is the creator of Simple EOS, I think, and EOS DAC, which is again a pretty good community. They are backing it up. So I would say that it is becoming more reliable. I like Greymass more somehow, and really loving it. They are updating very frequently, so we are very comfortable now with the Greymass wallet. And remember that scatter wallet is still needed, because scatter wallet is needed for using all this generous toolkit and some other things. So do learn to use scatter safely. Do install your scatter extension, because scatter is becoming the default tool for a lot of stuff which is happening on EOS. What else, guys? So I think if there are no other questions, we will now close the stream. So I'm traveling right now in not a great time zone. It's pretty much past midnight. I'm so do let us know if you have any other questions. I will try to do more streams and share more content. And I think RAM trading was a great opportunity. It can still give a lot of good returns. I'm not sure if it will be difficult to double from here, but it can still give you another 10 to 20% gains, or maybe more. It can also double from here. I'm not saying that it won't, but what I'm saying is it is there was a very good opportunity here when we started sharing your RAM trading ideas. I just wanted to share with you how good it is going and the reasons for it. And in short term, I don't see. In long term, this strategy may not work always, even if the price comes down. But in short term, because there is no good idea of for BPs to to increase this, and it will take a lot of effort for them, because right now they are just early on in their game. They don't have a lot of funds accumulated. They are just earning a few tokens every day. So to invest in infrastructure right now is going to be a tough call, for except for some top BPs who are very secure in the position. And if that is the case, I think this can take some time before the 64 gig increases. But I'm sure they will get pushed into it if it really goes up above 60%. And till then, I think the prices will go up much higher. So keep watching these pages, eosrp.io, which is a pretty good tool. Keep watching your this marketstacked.io calculator, and they keep tracking. Make sure you have stop losses. If you are entering late, you can ride the wave, but as soon as you start um, seeing some profits, we have to very closely watch out. This is not a limit order based. RAM trading happens on a market price. You need to know the market price, and you can buy and sell. You cannot set limit orders. You cannot put stop losses. It's everything is manual process. You have to watch it using these tools. And if you cannot watch it, just be very careful trading at these levels. Overall, I don't expect it to crash coming down, as I said. So it's a much safer investment as compared to any token investment, which can go because if something has gone up 200% in crypto world, it comes down. But in this case, that is less of a risk, because you are talking about a RAM which is always reducing. And as I discussed, all these airdrops which are coming, they will spend on RAM. There are a lot of other reasons why RAM has to be spent, because there are a lot of people creating accounts. So everything is pointing to more and more utilization. So in long run, I don't think this is a very high price right now. It can definitely go up, but as I said, the best period has already passed, where it was super cheap, and not a lot of tokens were unstaked. People were still unstaking, and they were still getting comfortable with wallets, and that was causing it to uh, slowly ramp up. Now nobody knows how much unstaking has happened. Even now, I think. The total amount of EOS invested in RAM is pretty low. If you look at it, it's only 809K, 809,000, which is like not even a million. And we are talking about 1 billion EOS tokens. There's a lot of opportunity. More and more tokens can come into RAM buying. It's less than 1% right now. in fact, less than 0.1%. So it's a very small amount of speculation or utilization of RAM from a EOS tokens perspective. So the only variable right now is the total available capacity, which can create a risk. So that's what I would say. But even if that happens, even if they increase, I think the further investments into RAM will continue growing. This is not a big number as compared to the total supply. All right. So, what are the other questions? How do you use EOS tokens on Greymass when trading into exchange? You have to transfer them out to exchange to be able to trade them. Greymass allows sending tokens. It has that kind of wallet activity. Another question was, I have some EOS in Binance, but I cannot use them because I bought them after the mainnet launch. Do I need to wait until my so the Binance is selling you ERC20 tokens? They have not completed the swap to mainnet tokens. Once they complete, you can withdraw them into a wallet, and that's when you will be able to do any RAM trading. What else? Where are the EOS tokens trading? EOS tokens are only trading on Bitfinex, I believe, and Kraken. I think there are two or three exchanges which have started. Bitfinex is the biggest one. Glenn is asking, I'm off to buy RAM. 50% of EOS is okay, or should I go 100%? You cannot go 100%. If you do 100%, you cannot do any more activity. So keep some EOS in your account always, which is unstaked. But remember, if you put 50% of your EOS tokens into RAM buying, and if RAM comes down, are you ready to take that risk? So remember that before you go and take such a big step of putting 50% of your tokens. Many people have done that. I've seen many wallets here. We have been tracking. Our team has been looking at this account where every RAM buying and selling activity is being reported, and some of those guys are buying huge amount, like 10,000 EOS. That is almost $100,000 worth of RAM, and they have made those trades. They have doubled their money, tripled their money. Some of them. So those are the speculators who are reaping benefits. I don't know how long this will last. Nobody knows, but it is the risk you are taking now. I personally think it can go up a little more, but I invested at little bit. I personally have invested only less than 10%, or in fact less than 5% of my EOS tokens, because it's a very highly speculative investment. I don't want to risk my hard-earned EOS tokens, which I have been accumulating for so long. But I didn't want to miss out the opportunity to double my tokens, so I did invest around 10% of my total holdings, and that is up to you how much risk you are willing to take into this speculative instrument. So somebody's asking, I haven't registered my tokens, they are on my treasure. Is it too late? So if you have not registered, you will have to rely on the fallback mechanism. You should go and contact some of the block producers who are helping with fallback mechanism recovery. You are not lost your tokens. You will get uh, your tokens in mainnet as long as you own them yourself. All right, guys. So I think now it's too late for me here. I am ready to crash. It's past midnight, and I'm traveling. I will be back end of this week. This whole week I'm in Korea, and hopefully I will learn a little more here while I'm here. But please keep your comments coming. We also shared a video earlier today. We have opened up some of our research ideas for YouTube channel people. We are not opening our Telegram channel for a wider audience right now. Only a few serious traders are joining there. But if you are interested, go watch that video, and you can participate in some of the key ideas we are investing in. And do let us know if you have any feedback. Thanks a lot. Bye for now. And again, please like the video, subscribe to our channel if you're not already a subscriber. And we will keep going with tracking EOS and overall market. Right now, I think market is bouncing a little bit. We are seeing Bitcoin going up to 6,300 again, a little bit safe from the $6,000 mark, which was a pretty huge negative. So I think this is a good opportunity. Let's see if market can recover here. But overall, we are in a bear market. So our goal was to release some of the research to people who wants to invest at this stage. And please consider buying more tokens at this stage, because it is not a time to be selling. It is a time to buy, because we had a huge correction. And if you believe that market is in for a bounce back at some point, maybe not now, maybe 6 months from now, if you're in for long term, keep accumulating Bitcoin or any other quality coins. And we will try to share more and more details with you as we go along. Thanks a lot again for joining. Bye for now. And I happy investing to everybody.